Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Saturday, June 3, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. You will find the link to our Patreon in the description and comments section below. Colorado Rockies vs Kansas City Royals. The Rockies didn't play well over the past week and they continue to struggle on the road where they have lost 6 of their last 7 games. They will try to turn things around with a win over the struggling Royals, which will give them their 3rd win in their last 7 games. Colorado is averaging 4.48 runs per game. Their .261 batting average is 7th in the league. Their .321 on-base percentage is 16th, while their .407 slugging percentage is 15th. Elias Diaz leads the Rockies with a .314 batting average, while Ryan McMahon leads the team with 8 home runs and 31 RBI. Colorado's pitching is one of the worst in the league, with the team giving up 5.55 runs per game. Opponents have a .275 batting average against the Rockies, which is 29th in the league. Their 5.25 ERA is also 29th, as is their 1.50 WHIP. In his last start, Gomer gave up 8 hits and 6 runs in 4 innings, but they were able to get an 11-10 win over the Mets. They will need a significantly better effort from him if they want to win this game. The Royals have won 2 of their last 3 games. They are playing well offensively at home, scoring 15 runs in their last 3 home games. Expect them to play well offensively in this game because they've hit the ball well against left-handers, and Gomer has struggled on the mound this season and gave up 14 runs in his last 3 starts. He gave up 3 runs in his last start against the Royals, and with Colorado having the 7th worst bullpen in the league, they will have a hard time slowing down the Royals in this game. The Rockies have lost 4 of their last 6 games and 6 of their last 7 road games. They have struggled offensively on the road, scoring only 10 runs in their last 4 road games. Things won't get easier for them in this game because they have struggled against left-handers, and Lynch looked good in his first start of the season, giving up 2 runs in that game. He didn't give up a run in his lone start against the Rockies and will keep their offense in check once again, so go with Kansas City to cover the money line. The Royals have played well since they snapped their 3-game losing streak, winning 2 of their last 3 games. They will try to keep the momentum going with a win over the Rockies, which will give them their 3rd win in their last 4 games. Kansas City is averaging 3.95 runs per game. Their .232 batting average is 25th in the league. Their .296 on-base percentage is 30th, while their .385 slugging percentage is 24th. Salvador Perez has been the most consistent batter for the Royals. He leads the team with a .284 batting average, 12 home runs, and 32 RBI. Kansas City's pitching is also one of the worst in the league, with the team giving up 5.20 runs per game. Opponents have a .258 batting average against the Royals, which is 25th in the league. Their 5.06 ERA is 28th, while their 1.43 WHIP is 25th. In his last start, Lynch gave up 5 hits and 2 runs in 5.1 innings, leading to a 3-2 win over Washington. They will need another solid start from him if they want to get the win. While Gomer should allow enough runs for Kansas City to win this one, I don't see the Royals mustering enough offense to put on a show and reach the over here on Saturday night against the Rockies. Our total pick is under 9.5 runs. Tampa Bay Rays vs Boston Red Sox. The Tampa Bay Rays return to Fenway Park for the first time in 2023 with the best record in baseball. The Rays come into this series after dropping 2 of 3 games to the Cubs to start the week. They were able to salvage the final game of the series after scoring 2 runs each in the 7th and 8th innings to overcome deficits of 2-0 and 3-2 to beat the Cubs 4-3 in Wrigley to become the first team in the major league with 40 wins. On Friday night, game 1 of the series was postponed due to heavy rains in Boston. I like the Sox in this matchup with a generous money line. Boston squares off against Glasnow, who is making just his 2nd start from an oblique injury. Boston is batting .264 against righties this season and is also hitting an impressive .294 at home, which includes 119 extra base hits in just 29 games. The Rays are solid at the plate as well, but Boston may be catching them at the right time with Tampa Bay losing 2 out of 3 to the Cubs and 3 out of their last 5 games. Boston will need to outslug the Rays in this one, as Houck has been less than impressive at home this season. Tampa, like Boston, has proved to be a much better hitting team at home than on the road. Take the Red Sox with the money line. The Red Sox are in last place in the AL East but have a winning record heading into this series. The Sox would likely be further up the standings if not for the team's poor showing against an otherwise underwhelming NL Central division. Heading into Thursday night's finale against the Reds, Boston was an abysmal 0-9 this season against the NL Central. The Red Sox rallied late to earn an 8-2 win and salvage a game in the series with Cincinnati. Game 1 of the series was postponed on Friday night due to heavy rains in the Boston area. The trends and stats support a higher scoring affair between these two teams on Saturday. Take the over 9.5 runs. Cleveland Guardians vs Minnesota Twins. Cleveland has failed to build upon 2022 success through 56 games, as they have a losing record and hold third place in the AL Central. A recurring issue is to blame because the Guardians once again are terrible at slugging. No team in the majors has a lower slugging percentage or fewer homers than the Guardians so far. The product is an offense that's 29th in runs per game this year. They still steal bases and avoid strikeouts, but their batting average has dropped over 20 points from last year, coinciding with a 17-point drop in BABIP. Cleveland has the lowest hard hit rate in the league, so it's not even a result of bad luck. For as good as Logan Allen has been through his first 10 career starts, he's not touching Sonny Gray right now. Cleveland has a phenomenal bullpen, but Minnesota can compete with it. When it comes to the offenses, neither is great, but Cleveland's is borderline incompetent, considering they're keeping the Oakland Athletics company. Minnesota continues to win at home with their Cy Young candidate on the mound, mowing down an awful offense. Our team pick is Minnesota Twins. Sonny Gray is starting this game, and that has to be sweet music to every Minnesota fan's ears. Gray leads the American League in ERA and FIP, trailing only one NL pitcher in both statistics league-wide. He also hasn't allowed a home run through 60.1 innings this year. Facing MLB's worst home run hitting team, that probably won't change. His May start against Cleveland saw him give up 3 runs, the most he's allowed in a 2023 start. However, this game is in Minneapolis, where Gray has a 1.27 ERA this season. Minnesota's bullpen is also top 10 in ERA and FIP, so they can lock it down behind him. The under should cover in a low-scoring game with both starting pitchers stepping up. Take the under on 8 runs. New York Yankees vs Los Angeles Dodgers. The New York Yankees fell to 34-24 on the season following Wednesday's 1-0 defeat in 10 innings at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. They missed a chance to sweep a 3-game set against the Mariners, putting an end to a 4-game winning streak. Before they earned a couple of wins in Seattle, the Yanks had won 2 out of 3 against the San Diego Padres at home. Both Yankees and Dodgers have hit the righties well in the last couple of weeks, New York 110 WRC+, Los Angeles 116 WRC+. On paper, the Yankees have a huge advantage on the mound, but I'm backing the Dodgers to come out on top and eventually hand Jarrett Cole his first loss in 2023. Some of the Dodgers own a strong record against Cole. Mookie Betts is 7-for-14, Freddie Freeman is 6-for-17 with 3 doubles, and David Peralta is 5-for-12 with 3 doubles. J.D. Martinez is only 8-for-40, but has slugged 3 doubles and a couple of home runs off Cole, who struggled a lot in his last 2 outings. Our team pick is Los Angeles Dodgers. The Los Angeles Dodgers fell to 34-23 on the season following Wednesday's 10-6 defeat to the Washington Nationals and failed to sweep a 3-game series at Dodger Stadium. It was their 8th loss in 15 games, as the Dodgers have been pretty inconsistent lately. Los Angeles is scoring 5.60 runs per game, enough for the 3rd most in baseball. Over the last 7 days, the Dodgers are hitting an excellent, with 10 doubles and a whopping 14 home runs in 175 at-bats. Freddie Freeman is 11-for-21 with 5 doubles and a home run in his last 5 games, while J.D. Martinez has homered 3 times in his previous 19 at-bats. Further, the Yankees have struggled hitting the ball in night games, as far as batting average goes, and the Dodgers sit bottom 10 in strikeout rate overall. The play is the under 8.5 runs. Baltimore Orioles vs San Francisco Giants. The 35-21 Baltimore Orioles entered the Giants series as the 2nd-best team in the AL East, trailing the Tampa Bay Rays by 4 games. The O's have lost 2 straight series. After sweeping a 3-game set against the Toronto Blue Jays on the road and taking winning 2 out of 3 at Yankee Stadium in New York, the Orioles have lost 2 out of 3 against the Texas Rangers and Cleveland Guardians at home. This game could easily go either way. The current Giants have never seen Kyle Bradish before, while the current Orioles are only 5-for-27 with a double versus Alex Cobb. Over the last 2 weeks, San Francisco has registered a 102 WRC+ and .342 BABIP against the right-handed pitchers, and the Orioles have accounted for a 109 WRC+ and .320 BABIP versus the righties in that span. Both teams have plenty of firepower in the bullpen, so I would go with the under on the totals as my best Orioles vs Giants betting pick. I lean toward the Giants because of their bullpen, which has recorded a surreal 0.72 ERA and 1.63 FIP over the last 10 days and 37.1 innings of work. On the other side, the Orioles bullpen has thrown 35.2 frames over the last 10 days, racking up a bloated 5.80 ERA and 4.33 FIP. Our team pick is San Francisco Giants. The 28-28 San Francisco Giants had won 11 of their last 16 games overall prior to Friday's opener against the Orioles. The Giants were third in the NL West on Friday, 5.5 games behind the Los Angeles Dodgers and Arizona Diamondbacks. Our total pick is over. Atlanta Braves vs Arizona Diamondbacks. Atlanta won for just the second time in 6 games as they managed to win the finale of their 3-game series with the A's Wednesday afternoon. The Braves entered Friday 33-23 on the season and held a 3.5-game lead over the Mets in the NL East picture. On Wednesday, Atlanta finished with 7 hits. Orlando Arcia, 2 runs, had 3, while Ronald Acuna Jr., RBI, added a pair in the game. Ozzie Albies, his 11th, homered in the victory for the Braves as well. Jared Schuster, 2-2, earned the win on the mound as he threw 5.1 innings, allowing 2 runs on 3 hits with 4 walks and 1 strikeout. Raisel Iglesias worked a 1-2-3 ninth inning to record his 5th save of the year. Spencer Strider is on the bump as he logs his 12th start of the season for the Braves in this contest. He comes in 5-2 with a 2.97 ERA, a 0.99 WHIP, 22 walks and 106 strikeouts over 63.2 innings of work. Strider earned the win in his last start, which came Sunday at home against the Phillies. He threw 6 innings, allowing 2 runs on 2 hits with 1 walk and 9 strikeouts in an eventual 11-4 Braves win. In his last 3 starts, Strider is 1-1 with a 4.24 ERA, a 1.18 WHIP, 7 walks and 27 strikeouts over 17 innings of work. He took the loss in his lone start against the Diamondbacks, which came on May 30, 2022. In that outing, he threw 4.1 innings, allowing 5 runs, 3 earned, on 4 hits with 2 walks and 7 strikeouts, in a game the Braves lost 6-2. That outing came at Chase Field, giving him a passing familiarity with the park. Arizona went into Friday's opener with 5 straight wins on the books, but taking 4 from the Rockies is a lot easier than taking down the Braves. Nelson has struggled at times this season and was roughed up by a struggling Colorado offense in his last outing. Atlanta has a powerful lineup that is capable of putting up big offensive totals, despite their miserable showing against the lowly A's in their previous series. The Braves have actually been more dangerous as the road team this season compared to their home production. With Strider on the mound, Atlanta has a major advantage on the mound, and that, coupled with their bats, is enough to give them the edge in this contest. Our team pick is Atlanta Braves minus 1.5 runs. Arizona swept a 4-game series at home with the Rockies as they earned a walk-off win Thursday afternoon to earn their 5th straight win. The Diamondbacks entered Friday 34-23 and were tied for the top spot in the NL West with the Dodgers. On Thursday, Christian Walker, run, had 3 hits, while Ketelmart, 2 runs, RBI, added a pair in the win. Corbin Carroll drove in the tying and winning runs in the bottom of the 9th with a 2-run double. Zach Davies didn't factor in the decision as he threw 5.2 innings, allowing 3 runs on 7 hits with 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. Kevin Ginkel, 2-0, earned the win as he threw 1-2-3 ninth, striking out 1 in the contest. The Diamondbacks have hit the under in 5 of their last 6 games, and Atlanta has gone 2-0-2 in their last 4 on the under, when the opposing starter has a whip of more than 1.30. Our total pick is under 9 runs. Chicago Cubs vs San Diego Padres. Chicago took 2 of 3 from the major's best team in Tampa Bay, but let a chance at a sweep slip away as their bullpen let them down late. The Cubs entered Friday 24-31 and were tied for 4th in the NL Central, 4.5 games behind the Brewers for the top spot. On Wednesday, Chicago finished with 6 hits with Seiya Suzuki, run, the lone player with 2 in the game. Justin Steele didn't factor in the decision as he threw 3 perfect innings, striking out 1 before leaving with a forearm issue. Mark Leiter Jr., 1-1, took the loss as he allowed 3 runs on 3 hits with 1 walk 1 strikeout in 1/3 of an inning. The Cubs had their chances late, having runners at the corners with 1 out in the 8th and the bases loaded with 1 out in the 9th, only to come up empty both times. Smiley has been pretty solid this season, though he did struggle in his last outing against the Reds. The Cubs missed prime opportunities to sweep the Rays as they failed to deliver in clutch situations late in the game Wednesday. Darvish was lit up in his last start against the Yankees but is at home here. He has pitched well at Petco Park in his career, and sooner or later, you have to think that the Padres lineup will start hitting up to expectations at some point in time. San Diego gets a solid outing from their front of the rotation guy in Darvish, and the bats do enough to put this game in the win column, setting themselves up for getaway day. Our team pick is San Diego Padres. San Diego had dropped 3 of their previous 4 games before breaking out the bats in a rout of the Marlins in the rubber game of their 3-game road set. The Padres entered Friday 26-30 on the season and stood fourth in the NL West, 7.5 games behind the Dodgers and Diamondbacks for the top spot in the division. On Thursday, Fernando Tatis Jr., 2 runs, 4 RBI, led the way with 3 hits, while Gary Sanchez, 2 runs, 3 RBI, and Brandon Dixon, run, 2 RBI, each added 2 in the game. Sanchez hit his second homer of the season in the win for the Padres in the contest. Joe Musgrove, 3-2, earned the win as he threw 6 innings, allowing 1 run, none earned, on 3 hits with 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. Our total pick is over.